Welcome back to my West Ham United Football Manager 2015 career, and it's episode 30 and it's the start of the 5th season, so it's a great time to join me if you haven't watched any of this series thus far, because I've just won the league in the 4th season, ahead of Man United just about, who I'm actually going to be facing now in the Community Shield, the first game of the season. Can we win a trophy? They've actually got Ryan Giggs in charge, I've just noticed that, which is interesting in itself. But before we get cracking with the game, I'm just going to show you what's been happening in the transfer window, because it's been a busy old time, it really has. We've made plenty of signings and sold plenty of players as well. First of all, I'll go down the list of players out from greatest fee to lowest. So Wilfried Zaha, managed to get rid of him. He didn't really have a very good time at my club, only one season of course, and his average rating was poor. Only scored 1 goal in a cup, 5 assists, 3 of which were in the cup, so he just had a really poor league experience with me. I know I didn't play him a huge amount, he mainly came off the bench, so perhaps that's why, but I decided to sell him, almost doubled the money I paid for him, so I think that's quite good, and he's gone off to Southampton, so should have a nice time on the south coast down there. Eduardo Vargas also leaving. I think it was time to get rid of him. I've got other better strikers now. His attributes are reasonably average. Obviously he did very well for me for two seasons. Well, the second half of the first season he was with me, and then the season after that he also had a very good season. 20 goals in the first and 21 goals. Then obviously last season not so good, 6 goals, so I've decided to sell him for 9.5 million. I think that's a good fee. Same goes for Enner Valencia. I didn't get a huge amount for him, but he's gone off the boil a bit after some good seasons towards the start of his West Ham career. Oliver Sorg, decided to get rid of him. 5 million I thought was a good fee for a decent right back, but I was trying to find better fullbacks, which is why I sold Sorg. But you'll see in a minute that I haven't really managed to replace them, the fullbacks I have sold. I also sold Fuchs for 1 million. I thought that's okay for a 32-year-old who's out of contract in a year anyway, so I decided to sell him for 1 million. Swansea came in for him. James Tompkins has finally left the club. He's sort of gone down the pecking order. Still a decent defender, but not good enough for my team really. And the same with Downing. I did give him a long contract, you may remember, because he had a phenomenal couple of seasons for me, especially the penultimate season, 7.28 average rating. Last season was okay, but he started to deteriorate as he reached mid-30s. He's 34 now, so decided to sell him. Also, a couple of players going out on a free, and this youngster once again going out on loan after a good season with Norwich. Hopefully can develop nicely. If not, hopefully I can sell him on for a fair amount. Coming into the team, I've bought Origi, the Liverpool guy, the Belgian striker. He's developed into a fantastic striker and will be my main man this year, ahead of... Now, is it Anthony Martial, or Martial? Someone said in my video it's Martial, something like that. But then I've seen someone else say, no, it's Martial. So, let me know what you think. Maybe some French people out there, if you happen to be watching this, or someone that speaks French very well or knows the French league very well, maybe you can let me know. Is it Anthony Martial? Who knows? You can let me know. Also coming into the team, a youngster, 15 million spent on this 18-year-old. That's a hell of a lot of money, of course, for an 18-year-old, but he's gonna be a star. His technical attributes are phenomenal. If I can build up his mental and physical, then I think he's going to be a very, very good attacking central midfielder for me, or a striker even. But he looks very good coming in from Braga, where he managed to score 12 goals in the league last season in 23 games, so that's very good for a 17, 18-year-old. Also coming into the team, this is a bit of a gamble. I don't know if he's going to develop amazingly or not. Søren Christensen, a Danish player, a winger, for 6.5 million. He was on loan at Swansea last year from Copenhagen, where he didn't do that well, but he's still young, and I'm hoping he develops. I'm not 100% sure he will. I think he's had a few injury problems, so we'll just have to keep our eyes on that. Emiliana Palmer coming in from Argentina. Looks like a very good winger or striker for 4 million. I think he will develop nicely. I've signed a lot of regens in this summer, but that's what you'd expect at this point. I hope you are interested still in the series, perhaps even more so looking at some of these good regens coming into the team. This guy, an Italian midfielder, Nicolas de Mertes, looks very good potential. Also Brian Nunes, another Argentinian, for how much did he come at? 2.5 million. Looks like a very good player as well. Some of these will be getting game time as well. Now, I've signed 3 players from my feeder club who are based in Colombia. They've got some cracking players. I would suggest trying to get a feeder club in Colombia, because there's some brilliant young players out there, especially coming through eventually as regens, because this guy, Johnny Garzin's going to be a star. He's already got 2.5 star current ability in my team. That is very impressive. Can play anywhere at the back. He's actually going to be playing left back for me today due to injuries, but he's really going to be a star centre back one day. Already got 21 under 20 caps for Colombia and 1 full cap as well. He really is going to be a top quality player. Also, Edgar Cabazes, another defender, may not develop as nicely, but for the amount of money I paid for them, it's just ridiculous not to go for them. I was tempted to go for a couple others as well that were sort of borderline, you know, whether they're going to fulfill their potential or not, but decided to just go for 3. But there's obviously, I get first option. If a club offers a certain amount, then I can offer that amount too, and it will be accepted because they're my feeder club. And lastly, Alvaro Iguaran, an attacking player. Once again, another one that may develop, may not, but I'm sure I can make the money back in some way. He's actually got a cap for Colombia as well, so I'm hoping he does well. I've put him into the under-21s though, which is got a lot of players in there now. Actually, didn't realise how many players were in there. Some of which are my actual first team. I've just allowed them to play to build up their fitness ahead of the season. In fact, I was going to show you my squad depth. So that's the current ability. I've actually got some players with decent current ability already. Potential, there's a lot of players there you can see that could develop into first team players, many of which I've actually signed myself. Unfortunately, the English lads haven't quite developed as much as I hoped. Thought Julian Taggart would, but he hasn't quite developed into an amazing player thus far. He might do. He's only 19, but perhaps it's going to be one of those players that I sell on for a bit of money, but not a huge amount, and probably won't break into the first team. There was someone else, but I can't see him. I think he's really gone off the ball. The other one, Matt Turnbull, was one that I thought could develop, but he unfortunately hasn't. Loan spells haven't worked out for certain players, and I haven't given them the opportunity simply because they're not good enough to be given the opportunity, especially when I was challenging for the league. The last sign-in is a very good sign-in for free. He's a great... most of you probably know about this guy. A phenomenal central midfielder. Going to be my box-to-box midfielder. His mental attributes are insane. His physical are very good, and his technical is not bad. Passing and tackling, very good, 17. He's worth 25.5 million. I fended off quite a few bids, like Man City, Chelsea went for him, but because I won the league, perhaps he wanted to come to me. Especially I've got Kranviter as well, who's eyeing up a new contract, but I decided not to give him 100k a week because that's an insane increase from his 28.5k a week. Man City have tried to bid for him, but they wanted to pay in instalments, and I wasn't keen on that. And he's essential to this tactic, I think, so I need him in there. Anyway, I better get going before you fall asleep. So I'm playing Man United in the Community Shield to end this just introduction episode to Series 5. Origi's up front, Tello on the wings along with Roberts. They're both inside forwards. Tielemans, who is fantastic. Now, I still don't know the proper way to pronounce him because someone said it's actually Tielemans. But then I've heard Tielemans. So perhaps someone can let me know. Tielemans, etc. And also Anthony Marshall as well. Gil Romero alongside Tillmans. Kranviter. Garzon, my young Colombian, is playing left back simply because Douglas Santos is injured, and I sold Fuchs, so I'm a bit thin on the ground at fullback. Ivan also isn't really up to standard. In fact, perhaps I should have kept Sorg, I don't know, but I decided to keep Ivan. The fullbacks are weak when you look at the rest of the team. In fact, my keepers are slightly weak now as well. in comparison, but Lee Alley is a good keeper. He's only 25. If I can find a really, really good keeper at some point, I will, but I don't have enough money to really sign another quality player, so I think I'm just going to have to get by with these players, and perhaps I will develop a tactic with 3 at the back, perhaps I won't. At the moment I'm going with this standard sort of tactic with wingers, counter. We'll see what happens against Man United, so wish me luck, guys. Let's do this. First game of the season. Oh, sorry for the ramble there, but I think it's good to just introduce, the season, the signings. That's what it's all about. I think most of you are probably interested in that sort of thing. So if you're not, you've skipped to the game already. And hi, hello, here we are against Manchester United at Wembley, Tottenham Hotspur's ground on this game for whatever reason. Their key man is Kovacic, who's a sensational player, of course. Di Maria, Volland up front. Of course, we drew 2-2 at the end of last season, so last and first game. Last game of the 4th season, first game of the 5th season against Man United. I'm just going to keep with my assistant's advice there, and we'll ask him to do the team talk as well, I think. So how will Origi do in this team? That's the question. He's got pace. He's really, really fast. I've got pace up front, so that's why I've gone for a counter-attack tactic against Man United away from home. Well, not away from home, we're in a neutral setting. But I think that's probably the best way to go in this game. We'll see. Time will tell if that comes out to be the case. Romero is actually my captain for this game. He's not my official captain. Mark Noble actually had his testimony against Hull. I haven't shown the friendlies. I forgot again. Not sure what Roberts was doing there. But Mark Noble's still at the team. I was tempted to sell him, but then he had a testimonial coming up, and I thought I can't sell him before that. That would be harsh. So he's still in the team, but he's not in this squad. Tielemans, Tello, Roberts scores 1-0. Fantastic stuff from Patrick Roberts, getting in the rebound shot from Tello, who was my top scorer last season, of course. Tello with 24 goals, something stupidly high. A second highest goal scorer in the league as well. Probably should have put that away, but it was quite tough from the angle. But Roberts on the rebound. Good stuff, guys. Now Tielemans with the free kick. Roberts gets a second. The wonder kid who's developing into a world-class player. Those two have worked out to be wonderful signings, as I got them when they weren't, massively cheap, but I got them when they were still a reasonable price and not sort of £50 million as they can turn out to be eventually. So 2-0, excellent stuff. I've developed a good team, to be fair. And Van Aken, he's a good centre-back as well, coming up for those corners. Probably need to develop the defence, but I've got some good regens that can come through. Obviously, full-back's a problem. I've got 7 million left, but it's not going to be enough to get a good enough full-back to slot into this team, unfortunately. Zulu's also not really up to... He's a good player. Sorensen and Zulu are very good centre-backs, but could do better alongside Van Aken. Sorensen's coming on because Zulu is a bit tired, after a long summer, sunbathing, as he does. Oh dear. Yeah. Patrick Roberts on a yellow card. Branham pumps it. Sorensen. Kovacic through to Mata. Herrera. Shaw. Can he whip in a ball? Yes, he does. Ah, dear, it's 2-1. Alcacer. Paco Alcacer. I know him. I'm terrible with names nowadays. He used to be really good. Well, 2-1. Not ideal. Can we hang on? Ivan into Origi. Oh no, where's the defence? Get back, guys. Alcacer through and fires it well wide. Fortunate. Origi's not done anything in this game. He's on a 6.3. I'm going to change it up though. He's going to play as a complete forward and see if that makes any difference. Complete forward. Oh, let me click on the damn thing. Support. Still haven't got used to these things that come across. Gilmer, Tielemans is a bit tired. Cranvita not having the best of games. We'll keep it at this though. It might be going to extra time if we concede another goal, of course. That's Crane Vitter's ball into Tylerman's. Nice ball into Origi. Oh, lovely ball. Roberts, hat-trick. Oh, what a game from him. Origi with the assist. That was a lovely pass. Maybe he will work better as a complete forward, just linking up play there. Lovely through ball, and Roberts just about snuck it through Brannan, who couldn't keep it out, and it's a hat-trick from him. What a way to start the season. I'm going to bring him off though, because he's on a yellow, and you know, he's got his hat-trick. And I'm also going to bring on Acosta's now going to be hopefully a star player for me. He doesn't really play there though, does he? He's an attacking midfielder, doesn't fit into my system. I'll bring him on. I'm going to bring Brain Nunes on. Brain. Is that Bryant Brayan? How do you pronounce that name? That's a brilliant name. You know you're addicted to Football Manager when you name your baby after a regen. I hope I never do that. That would, well, actually, that would be quite impressive, but it's probably not a good idea. Brain Nunes. Ah, they've scored. Whoever that guy is, Xander, not right, a regen. What a name, Xander. That is class. They're back in it. Maybe I should go defensive for the last few minutes. Waste time, guys. That's it. Origi's played much better since being transformed into a complete forward. The defence, though, has let me down, as I expected in a way. Free kick, Carrasco, I think it's offside. Yes, the linesman stayed still. Origi denied his first goal because he strayed offside. Just hang back a bit then, you've got an easy header and an easy goal. Lobbed up, nice stuff from Sorensen. Win it, Carrasco, that's it, nice stuff. Oh no, if they equalise now, that's just annoying. Oh no, oh well done Sorensen. Oh, it's back in! What a save by Liali. Saves me there. Really did. But there's still 30 seconds to go. It's not all over. Sorensen has been good since coming on. Maybe he should be my main centre-back alongside thingy, Van Aken. It's weird because Sorensen's a brilliant centre-back, but he can't seem to get into the Denmark team. You'd have thought he would be able to. And that's it, we've won the Community Shield. Great start to the season. Patrick Roberts, the wonder kid, with a hat-trick. He's up to the age of 21 now. Only 6 England caps. He really should be on more than that, I think, because look at that. Look at those stats, those attributes. Very good player, especially like an inside forward winger. You know, he's unstoppable. And he's still improving. Excellent stuff. Origi much improved in the second half. Gonna be changing him to a complete forward support in this tactic. I think we've worked it out already. But yeah, please leave a like for this Community Shield victory, and yeah, if we can bash 100, then I'll try and get out episode 31 as soon as possible, which will be the start of the league campaign. I may skip ahead. Let's see what games we have coming up and what would be an interesting one. We're playing Man City. Or the first game of the Champions League actually would make sense, wouldn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the first Champions League group game will be the next episode. So if you're looking forward to that, leave a like, that'd be much appreciated. Any comments in the comment section below, I read every single one and reply to anything that's interesting or able to be replied to. I know some people comment with old sort of style YouTube accounts. You can't seem to reply to them nowadays. You need a Google account as well, which is slightly irritating, but that's not your fault, I guess. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode.